Hello, you guys. Welcome back. It's another episode of Financial Fraud Fridays. Hello, hello, hello. We hope you guys are having a great week and staying warm because it's cold, okay? Um, the purpose of this series, as we like to tell you guys, is just Karina and I having an open discussion. We just talk about facts. We're lovers of, well, we don't, we're lovers of fraud and how they
Yeah.
unfold and all of that good stuff. We're also tax professionals, and so we're in that world, and thought it would be a great idea to let you guys in on our conversation. Yeah, basically, right? So I'm gonna
Yes.
let Karina hit you guys with a disclaimer, and we'll get into this.
Yes. I was like pulling up the disclaimer now. So, disclaimer. This is for educational and informational purposes only. This is not legal, tax, or financial advice. All information discussed comes from public court filings, news reports, and press releases. Everyone discussed is presumed innocent until proven guilty in court. While we are tax professionals, we're not your tax professionals, but we can be. Both the link in the bio. So I'm gonna bring it back to Nikkei to go over what we're talking about today.
All right, y'all. So, I mean, who has not heard this yet? Now, okay, let me just get right into it. Okay, so this one is taken from the U.S. Eastern District of New York. I pulled a press release dated Thursday, October 23rd. So Department of Justice, U.S. District of New York press release. October 23rd, 2025. Current and former national basketball titled Current and former National Basketball Association players and four other individuals charged in widespread sports betting and money laundering conspiracy. Okay. So paragraph says former and current NBA players and coaches, including Terry, I could be butchering this man's name, Rozier. I don't watch basketball, y'all, sorry. Damon Jones and additional co-conspirators allegedly informed the defendants and others of confidential information relating to upcoming NBA games and player performances, such as pre-release medical information and a player's intention to alter their upcoming game performance, which favored certain bettors within the inner social circle. This alleged collusion resulted in the defendants secretly pocketing their lavish winnings and corrupting NBA games. I am not a NBA, unless I'm watching it with someone who's a fan, then I can kind of feed off of their energy and watch it. To be honest with you, I'm trying to learn. I am not trying to learn. I like football. That's a more, I don't know, something about that. Maybe it's the old day, Roman, gladiators, let's hit each other, type deal with me. But the reason I chose this topic is because, the one beautiful bill. Is because of the sports betting aspect, right? And then I wanted to tie this into the one big beautiful bill, which has changed the limits on deducting gambling losses, right? And so here we are, we've got these people committing fraud. I mean, we'll get into that. But anyway, committing fraud. Um, with the introduction of this change to the tax law,
Yep.
you can now only deduct up to 90% of your gambling winnings, of the
Winnings.
losses. Okay, so up to 90% of your winnings, you can
Yes.
deduct that amount from your losses, right? So in the past, it was up to 100% of your winnings. So if I'm gambling, I won $100, but I lost 200, I could at least deduct the 100 against, 100 of those winnings against the losses. And so now I've only got the loss of the 100, right?
Yes.
That has changed. Now you can only deduct up to 90% of your winnings. That changes things. So now I lost $200, but now I can only deduct 90, right? Which creates more, in a sense. Are you being, you I don't know if you would even call it phantom income, but We'll touch on that too. So basically, this is a significant change.
Yeah.
It affects, even and we were asking the question on whether or not it affected professional gamblers, and it does. Same thing. You can only take the deduction if you itemize your deductions. Um, and so, that's kind of why I kind of brought this up. We've got the fraud aspect, we've got the sports betting aspect, but I also wanted to bring this into gambling because gambling now is with the introduction of, this ability to be able to gamble on your phone. We got our
Yeah.
phones, electronic
Yeah.
devices. It's
They were always
so easy now to place bets. We're in a whole new world. It's a whole new world.
It
It's
is
a
a whole
whole,
new
and it's
world.
dangerous. But
A whole
I'll
new
get
world.
into my opinions. Thoughts, Karina? Thoughts?
Yeah, there was a lot I was like jotting down as I to make sure that I can remember what I need to say
Thoughts?
is with so I'm gonna start with the NBA. I don't remember the basketball players' names.
I
The
don't
six
even
of
worry, girl.
the six the six
Don't even worry about
basketball
it.
men where this is like insider trading, essentially,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like and to explain to everyone what insider trading is in stocks is basically I have inside information for the company that I work for. So because of that, I make moves on whether or not I sell my stock or I buy my stock because I know that something is coming. So for example, I know that the company is going to be acquired by a larger company and they're doing really well, all of those things. So I am going to, in my personal portfolio, I'm going to go ahead and buy up all the stock that I can or do an option or whatever the case, let me not get too deep
Don't
into
go here. And then call somebody,
and
girl, we about to
right. Or I call my friend and say, oh,
calling
you
you
better go
down.
get you need to get it right now. Buy up as much stock as you need because we're about to blow up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
I know that company is about to go under. Liquidate as fast as you can and
Ew.
move, you know what I'm saying? Or do an option against
Yeah.
it because so you still make money on the down. So that's insider trading. And in this case, because they are being they are the ones being betted on whether their performance goes well or not. So like the way
Oh,
I'm understanding with the the basketball gambling things, or not just basketball, but all sports, they get to gamble on the game, like who wins the game, which team, as well as the players. So which players do the most shots, which players do
you
this,
can tell we
like
don't.
I don't, but
We're like, shush.
but I would still love to be courtside though.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay.
you gotta speak it into existence. You never know who's watching. Anyways, so basically all of those things are being bet on. So
Yeah.
if I am a player that's going into a team now and I know that people are betting against me, I'm gonna make sure that I do. It's like throwing a game. I'm gonna make sure that I throw the game because I have people investing on behalf of me to make sure that I get money in the back end. And
Mhm.
that's what this fraudulent charge is. And because they have vested interests in it, it becomes sticky like insider trading. But then I was also thinking, how there's insider trading, like, we all know that's bad and all of those things. But then we have Congress who is still able to trade stocks, and that's a whole other thing within itself. But on a whole, insider
Yeah,
trading looked down upon, and especially because these basketball players know that they're being bet on, or their teams are being bet on, or their friends. So like they speak to these people, so they know, hey, Bobby over there, he got a broke foot yesterday. You might not want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, or something. They
I
have
got
that
you.
insider
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah.
Ooh, just a lot.
Well, okay.
Uh,
So okay, sticking to these players and again, I like like I said, I like sports. If I'm watching it with someone who's into it, it allows me to kind of feed off of their energy. All I need to know is who we rooting for, and I'm down. I'm going for it. Like I'm wholeheartedly with my pom poms. But some of these people were well established. From what I saw, one of them was a coach, sir. Like,
It's
which then leads into, right? Here's the which leads into it twofold for me. This is dangerous. Gambling is already, you know what I mean?
predatory
Like
and it's
it's already it's
it
predatory,
is.
right? Because if you
Mhm.
lack the self-control, there's already issues with gambling. We got gamblers anonymous. Hey, my name is
Yeah,
so and so, and I gambled away my child's college savings or some crazy mess
my
like that,
house,
right?
like it's real.
Right? Um, you got that going on. Um, I want to kind of tie this back into taxes
Yeah.
and this change in the law,
Mhm.
right? I'm wondering, and this is what I was trying to be nice and be fair and say, was this change done to be a deterrent? Because there's this understanding that the landscape of gambling is about to significantly change because now you can gamble on any and everything. Any and everything. Will Karina wear her hair down or up tomorrow, everyone? Who knows? Let's put some
Yeah,
bets on it. You know what I mean? Or is this a money grab?
it's a good question.
You know what I mean? Well, and for me,
Yeah,
I'm leaning more likely towards money grab. Or is it a money grab? Listen, gambling is about to explode because we're taking the reins off. We're
right.
betting on anything,
Yeah.
okay? We're betting on whether it's gonna be cold tomorrow or hot or some crazy mess. You know what I mean? And so let's lower the threshold on what can be deducted.
It's a good thought. There's lots of questions here. And I guess like questions and thoughts. So I'll lean with the questions first, or not, I'll lean with thought first, I guess. So the way that taxes work as it pertains to gambling is that all gambling winnings, regardless, are taxable. Every single gambling winning. You'll typically get a W-2G from the casinos, or if it's one of these online things, I guess maybe they have online platforms where they give you a
Mm-hmm.
W-2G.
Mm-hmm.
All that G stands for is gambling. And it's considered earn income because you're actively doing something to create this money. Even if it's you're pulling down the slots or whatever the case is, right? Um, this loss doesn't happen, like the losses being deducted doesn't happen for everyone. And I would argue for most taxpayers and most taxpayers never get to see that deduction because they're not they're not
They're
their
not gonna
itemized
reach the
deduction isn't is
threshold.
not enough to even make it. So a lot of them are never going to see this significant 90% to 100%. They weren't getting the 100 when it was 100 anyway,
That's
either.
true. That's
It's
true.
for the bigger, more established and people who have more income and more itemized deductions. Those people are the ones that are going to feel it the most. And
But,
then like,
but
oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
And like we were talking about the professional gamblers as well, because they're supposed to be, because there's gambling where somebody goes to buy a lottery ticket or somebody goes to a casino, or now we're on the phone, somebody just, oh, I'm just gonna place a little bet and that's it. And then there's people who do this for a living.
Right.
Like this is their bread and butter. And that is the part where I was like, oh, that I think those people are going to be the ones that are affected. And was it, and what is that? Las Vegas. So Las Vegas now, that
Oh,
is their entire thing is gambling and all of this and casinos
that's
and
how they
whatever
make their
else.
money. That's their
That's how they
ecosystem.
make their
Yeah.
money. So is that going to be something that deters people from gambling because the professional people from gambling because they're only going to do 90%? And then for the professional people, because they're actively doing it, shouldn't their income be on a schedule C? as opposed to just a regular W-2 income. I guess we're getting into the weeds here, but
Yeah.
it
But
begs a
that's an
question.
argument, right?
It begs a question.
And
I
maybe
don't know.
that's
I've never
something
done
they,
gambling taxes, to be honest. Like I've had gamblers and I have that with the
right.
W-2. Those are easy. I'm talking about a professional gambler. I
Yeah.
have yet to do a professional gambler's taxes.
You would think that that's something that they would
I,
argue for, like, hey, wait a minute, hold on.
they're
This is
actively,
like a job for me.
this is a
So
job.
you cannot, so it is it's almost unfair. You're punishing me for the way that
Yeah.
and I wouldn't say punishing, but you're taking away my ability. I should be able to claim my expenses to the same extent that someone who owns a business would claim their expenses, which is for the most part 100%, unless you're talking about something like meals, food or some
Right.
randomness like
Right.
that. But I should be able to claim those expenses. Now, maybe I've missed something or there's some loophole, but I didn't see one.
Yeah. So
I
probably
didn't
they
see
don't.
one, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like probably they don't, which really sucks.
So exactly. So that, the other thing is, yeah, they it affects them because for those of you this starts in 2026. This starts
But
this year.
yeah, it starts this year.
The standard deduction for a single person in 2026,
It was
six
15. Oh,
16,000
15.
about 16,100. Okay, cool. Who's, like you said, who's got enough item? The regular person doesn't have,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to say the regular person because it's a matter of perspective on who's regular and what's
Average.
regular, right? But your average citizen, I guess, does not have is not itemizing 16K. I mean, excuse me, it's not itemizing above 16K. So they
Right.
never even get to itemize their deductions, right? But if you got a gambler who's got a problem, oh, they more
Oh,
than likely
oh,
have
they,
thrown
yeah,
16K.
they got
You know what I mean? Out the
it.
window. You know what I mean? So, so I guess to answer my question, I don't think, well, I don't, it's, yeah, I'm trying to be fair and say, is this a deterrent? But I don't think this was a deterrent at all. I think this was in anticipation of what is to come.
Mm,
That's how I see this. This is an anticipation. We're taking the guardrails off. We're loosening we're loosening the grip,
hmm
right? So now you can gamble on more things. And I mentioned that site. I'm not going to say the name, but that site now where you can gamble on just about anything, right? We talked about it. Like right now, look at it. One of the highest volume bets is 2020. Who will Trump nominate as Fed chair?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, there
Betting on that.
on this bet, there's 134,459,944 tied up in who will Trump nominate as Fed chair. That's one of the
Yeah.
highest volume bets. You can bet on anything: politics, sports, culture, crypto, climate. I
Mhm.
I was joking when I said whether
Yes,
we're
in the
going hot or
way.
cold. I didn't even know that was in there.
But
Mentions, companies, financials. This is dangerous to me
I agree with
because
that.
everyone now can do what
Oh,
these players have done. Think about it.
yeah.
Everybody can
Oh,
do it.
of course. Like insider trading. It's just because
Everybody.
there are there are bigger stakes there, but imagine something smaller, right? Like, oh, okay, the weather or whatever. Oh well, that might be a little
Not
bit,
the,
or
let's
that might be a little
say,
bit less more
let's say a
predictable. But
company.
yeah, a
Like, you
company.
know what I mean? I mean, yeah, we have that was I don't know. But when I say everybody can do it, I'm just saying think about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, if I'm in tech and science or tech and finance, there's a company, I am a high level exec. Yeah, it's the stock market or what, but and I don't know what the guidelines are. I don't know what the rules are, what the guardrails are. We say it out loud. Oh, if you're on the executive board or whatever,
You
whatnot,
have
you're
family
not
and friends
supposed
that,
to. Scouts honor. Yeah,
right.
right.
But on the real, people are doing it. And then now it's easier because back in the day, in the olden days, when you wanted to gamble, you had to get up out of your bed, get dressed, go into a casino, and then, sit down and do other things. And I don't know if you guys have ever been at a casino. There's like psychology and stuff there. They don't have any clocks. There's no clocks. There's typically no
Windows.
windows because they don't want you to know what time it is. They want you to waste your time buying all this, spending your money.
Yeah.
They'll even give you free drinks. So they walk around, have people walk around so you can sit down in your comfortable chair so that you can go ahead and gamble, right? Now we're moving that because you don't have to physically get up. You can just let me take out my phone and I'll just give some money real quick. They made it that easy. And then so much so that it's embedded in our culture to just go ahead and, oh yeah, like you listen to certain podcasts, listen to certain things and whatever, it's gamble this, gamble that, gamble this, gamble that. You can just, yeah, whatever. It's a lot of money going out on gambling. Because gambling, there's this feeling of dopamine and hope, even though statistics say like most people don't, you're not going to, you're not going to win. Like at least for like lottery and stuff like that, you're not going to win. So should I go ahead and fix it because I want to win? And I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody where they're telling me, oh, let me go ahead. Oh, okay, no big deal.
It's the wild, wild west.
Yeah, no big
It's
deal.
a new frontier.
Yeah, so tax wise, I don't believe like, even though they have this as a 90% for your losses, for the average American and the average like taxpayer, it's not going to matter. For the ones that really gamble for real, and for the ones that have a lot of itemized deductions, though that's where it's going to hit. And now they have less opportunity to reduce their taxes, meaning they have to pay more in tax. Period.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, for the majority of people, they're not going to be able to have access to that deduction anyway. But they have more access to. So they got less
Yes.
access to that
To
deduction and more
deduction.
access to the ability to be able to gamble.
Right.
So it's a money grab,
Right. Right. Right.
right?
Exactly. And
It's
then
money
you
grab.
got to like look at like who owns these places, right? Like with the casinos or whatever, it's usually like the Seminole tribe or whatever, 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 right? But like it's bringing out like with all these online things, a lot more people are able to own a gambling house. I don't know what the term would be,
Yeah,
like a
okay.
gambling online house. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's dangerous. I'm poised to let me get my popcorn because I need to see how this is about to turn out because my predictions are bleak.
Yeah.
My predictions on this one, I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
about to go down. It's about to go down. And if people didn't have it, if you know what I mean, and then I'm about to get all philosophical. In this day and age,
Mhm.
people are looking to numb themselves in a whole lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Yes.
And now we're and come on, I mean, come on, we numb ourselves with our phones every day. It's like, all right, I don't even want to think
Oh, but
right
this
now.
is one more app.
Whoa.
It's one more app.
One
One
more
more
app,
app to keep
right?
your attention. One more
A-
app to keep your attention and
And if it dings, oh, we're running a special. You can bet two, you know what I mean?
2 for 1. I don't know. Yeah, Powerball. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you know.
Billy's college fund's about to be non-existent
Jesus.
across in a whole lot of households, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? How do you know what I mean? And before, it may have been easier to assist someone with a gambling addiction because they had to exert some sort of physical effort.
Right.
Now,
They have to
there's
go.
no
Yep.
physical effort or anything that needs to be exhausted. You got a phone,
You
hit a
do.
button,
That's
connect it
it.
to your account, drain it.
Right. And then it's less likely to know because, back in the day, someone will say, hey, I saw such and such. I saw Paul at the going to the gas to the casino. He was there for hours or whatever. I saw him
You
coming. He didn't come out. Now on your phones, like there's no way to know. There's no way to know that somebody is necessarily in a gambling situation unless you are in their finances,
Oh, right, right.
right? Or if, say you are married to somebody and they put up the house as collateral or something. Or like you said, little Billy's fund, like
This is yeah.
IRAs, stocks, and things of that nature, they're taking that money out, having to pay tax on that money because it's before 59 and a half, and have to pay tax on the gambling winnings. It's a lot here. And gambling is so psychological. Like people are so
It
enticed
is.
by it. There's colors, it's bright. Like there's a reason why things flash at you and move in the way that they move. There's something enticing there, and you kind of feel like your phones, like the fact that they have like a never ending scroll and all of
Hmm.
those things.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
does gambling do that as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
I, I,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I just, you got to sit back and because what do you do? What can you do? There's the law. It's changed, and you know what? I don't want to be one of those persons. There are a lot of tax. And I'm only speaking on taxes. So don't come for me about nothing else, okay? I don't know about nothing else. Taxes. There are a lot of tax laws that were brought, a lot of changes that I'm for.
Hmm. Hmm.
I am. I'm for it. Sorry. Like, no, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Is that how that works? I think that's how that works. That I'm for. This one. Well, and not even to say that, because you're right, it didn't affect a lot of people, but I do think it's a money grab, and it kind of is vicious. This is a vicious money grab. This is mean-spirited.
Mm.
That's how I'm gonna. This is mean-spirited because
I mean,
come on now, who can't read?
I
I'm not
mean,
you can read the writing on the wall. You see what's about to happen, don't you?
hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The best thing I could tell, people, and I hate to be that one, but get you some stock and
Just
now's if it wasn't, it was before, but I mean,
yeah.
and I'm not giving any advice. I'm just saying,
Mm.
based on what we see, So anyway, that's where I am with that. The tax law has changed. The point of this was to kind of tie this into the tax law changing. It didn't affect a lot of people to begin with, but I find all this whole change in the landscape very curious.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is very eyebrow, like
It's
one of my
very
eyebrows, that eyebrow goes up. Yeah. So,
Yeah, definitely a lot more people who gamble heavily or reach the itemization, they're going to feel it. Or like I said, or like we were saying, the professionals in this field, they're gonna hit it. Imagine being like we are business owners. Imagine having legitimate losses for
that you
something
can't take.
that you cannot take. Legitimate and legal, like that you cannot take. You
I mean,
can only go up to
and in some instances we have that, right? I mean, but at
90%.
least sometimes we can carry it
Yeah.
forward. You could be
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna use that in the future. That was a loss, but at least I could take it with me.
Yeah, you can carry it in the future. There are some there are some things, but like legitimate. It's
Yeah.
and this is what you do. This is how you operate your business.
Yeah.
Mm,
I
yeah.
don't know. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
these are our thoughts. This
Yeah.
is our, this is good old Financial Fraud Friday, you guys. We are here every other Friday. This one was a really brief conversation. Kind of just wanted to talk. touch on it. Um, the landscape is significantly changing.
Mm.
Better to be aware or know. And I would also say, if we're going to have this conversation, for those of you who know individuals or have individuals who experience these issues, I feel for you. And I see that the job of trying to assist them in getting help is about to become a little tougher, a little harder.
It
So,
is. It is sad to say, but it is going to be harder. It's harder. It's going to be harder to see there's the signs. We're already on our phones anyway.
yeah,
Unless you're like looking every day and like seeing what they're on,
yeah, it's gonna
it's
be
going to be
real
harder to
tough.
determine.
Yeah, unless I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, or who've
We
been
could
their
throw that out all
finances.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, and thank you guys for hanging out with us. We didn't even introduce ourselves. We just hop right into it. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Nike Togba. I am the owner of Togba and Associates, a tax and advisory firm in the Atlanta, Georgia area. We focus on entrepreneurs and professionals. Our services include bookkeeping, tax preparation, and IRS resolution. So if you would like to work with us, feel free to shoot me an email or visit the website, togbenassociates.com, and schedule a consultation.
yes. And hey, everyone, my name is Karina O'Connor, the owner and founder of Kake with a K Financial, where we help six-figure solopreneurs resolve their IRS and tax problems so they can run their business with confidence. Our services include helping people with a tax debt that they cannot pay in full, or a anyone who hasn't done any back taxes. So for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 years, you haven't filed your taxes, come and talk to me. The link is in the bio.
All right. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I do want to add that for those of you who are seeing this on Instagram, there is a link on my profile. I know it is tax season and a lot of people are thinking about switching up. I do have a link of 6 steps to choosing your tax professional. I encourage you to take a look at that, breeze it over. If you are looking for a new professional, it give you some ideas on what to look for, what to feel for, so that you're making an informed decision. If you are deciding to work with someone new, doesn't have to be me, could be me, but if it's not
Mhm.
me, at least make an informed decision. So yeah, any final information to add, Karina?
Nope.
No?
Just
All right. All right, you guys. We'll be back here the Friday after the next. But thanks you guys for hanging out. If you have any comments, you want to add to the conversation, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. You guys have a great day.